You're watching part 2 of Foodie Confessions. In this episode, we reveal some important do's and don'ts with help from Darren Lal, a holistic nutritionist student. We also reflect on our student interviews from last week and receive some feedback from Darren about their eating habits.
I'm here with Darren Lal, a graduating student from the Canadian School of Natural Nutrition, and he's going to be giving us some tips on how to eat healthier. So Darren, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
What would be your definition of healthy eating?
My definition of healthy eating would be a food that is nutritious, wholesome, unprocessed, and natural.
What do you mean by wholesome?
Wholesome basically is when the food is in its natural state. So basically it's not processed into like an apple pie or put within an oatmeal, just an actual apple.
And what are some tips for students who want to eat healthier?
Some tips for students who want to eat healthier. Basically, if they're at home and if they want to grab like something that's visible within their eyesight. So basically, hopefully that's like an apple, a banana. Maybe they can make a quick breakfast like with eggs or an oatmeal.
Okay, what about for students who don't have time to grab something before they leave the house and they want to purchase something on campus?
Basically, if they want to purchase something on campus and they're on the go, you guys have a great facility here in Ryerson. Basically, it's called the Ocam House Cafe Caf, and basically they have a lot of varieties of healthy choices to eat and drink.
Next, I wanted to ask you about portion control. So how big of a portion should students be eating at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and how important is portion control?
Portion control is very important. Basically, it really depends on the individual. So basically, it depends on their lifestyle, how active they are, whether they're stressed or not. But mainly, to lay it out for you, breakfast should mostly be consumed with carbs, or protein, and lots of vegetables. Usually around lunchtime and dinner, you want to lean off on the carbohydrates. You want to have more of a protein and vegetable variety.
And fruits.
And fruits, yes, definitely fruits.
As a past Tim Hortons employee, what are some healthier options that students can get at Tim Hortons? Because I know that we do have a few around campus.
At Tim Hortons, there's a couple of things. Like they have Whole Foods as well. They have apples, oranges, things like that. They also have a not so good selection. But if you wanted to get like a breakfast sandwich instead of getting that home style biscuit, you should get like something like an English muffin.
And that's better for you?
Yes.
So something like an English muffin is healthier than a bagel?
Depending on the bagel, yes. Let's take an example for the sesame seed bagel. It's most likely to contain white flour and white sugar. Basically, carbohydrates break down in the body into sugars. So basically, when they enter the body, they'll actually disrupt the digestive system and its ability to actually digest the food.
What about for students who like the coffee in the morning, or the professor who likes the coffee in the morning as a pick-me-up? Is there anything else that they can get that might be better for them?
Definitely. Basically, if they do still want their coffee, they could probably have it. But coffee is a diuretic, and for students who probably have that test in the morning, it's probably not a good idea to have that coffee because it'll dehydrate you and take the water out of your body. So basically, you want to get something that's like a tea or an orange juice.
Now, some people who don't like regular water, they sometimes get vitamin water. What is your opinion on that?
Basically, I'd say stay away from vitamin water. They do have chemicals and things like that. I mean, yes, it does have some vitamins, but it also has preservatives within the vitamin drink and things to keep it lasting long. I mean, it's in the vending machine. I'm pretty sure no one's gonna really rotate the product. And also, if you're actually getting bottled waters, you shouldn't be consuming so much bottles of waters because they actually do contribute to weight gain due to the plastic consistency within the water.
So students should be drinking more tap water?
Yes, actually the best kind of water would be reverse osmosis. Basically, it goes through a 3-step filtering process, which takes out fluoride and harmful chemicals within the tap water, and things like pesticides and parasites within the water.
So where do you get that type of water?
Basically, to achieve that type of water, you actually have to buy the filter, which is fairly expensive.
In your opinion, what is an ideal budget for one meal?
An ideal budget would be around $5 to $10.
Okay, and so if I gave you $5 right now, what would you buy for a lunch on campus, though?
For $5 with lunch on campus, I'd definitely go to the Oakham House Caf and purchase probably a drink and a sandwich.
What about $10?
If I had $10, I'd probably go to the Metro grocery store, get something that's organic, probably make a salad.
What is one piece of advice that you would give to students?
One piece I definitely want students to take away from this interview is that when they are eating any kind of food, whether it be junk food or healthy food, is that they chew. Chewing is very important. It helps aid in digestion. So basically, when you chew and you want to chew your food 20 to 30 seconds, basically your mouth creates salivary amylase that helps break down the food within your mouth and makes it more readily able to be absorbed within the body. So basically, chew before you swallow.
You've seen our video. What are your thoughts on people's responses?
A lot of people are having troubles eating breakfast. They probably don't have a regular sleep routine, so they're probably just waking up and heading out the door, probably just getting ready. You really shouldn't skip breakfast. It's the start of your day. You're going to school to learn. You should eat breakfast. So, I mean, there's a lot of ways you get breakfast, and there's the cafeteria. There's many cafeterias within Ryerson in which you could buy your breakfast. It really doesn't take long to make a breakfast at home. You can make oatmeal, a couple pancakes, scrambled eggs, frittatas. Like, there's a lot. It may seem like a lot of work, but if you prep ahead of time, it'll be a lot more easier for when you just wake up and you need something to eat to go to school.
What is the healthiest way to prepare eggs and why?
There's actually two ways. The first way is that you could boil the egg, and you could parboil it or boil it all the way through, however you like it. Basically, the reason that this is one of the healthiest ways to eat the egg is because you're not cooking in any. Butter is okay to cook in. Oil, I wouldn't say. You could cook it in oil, but if the oil is smoking, it's already gone rancid. So you wouldn't want to cook it in the oil anymore. So cooking it in water is definitely a healthy way of going about it. Another way to have the egg is to have it as a poached egg. The reason for this is because when you poach the egg and you leave the egg yolks a little bit runny, the runny yolk actually helps to digest the egg.
What should people be aware of when they're purchasing food?
Okay, so when people are buying food, let's say, I know the most convenient store by Ryerson, right outside Ryerson, is the Metro. So basically when you're shopping in any grocery store for that matter, you want to shop in the outside perimeter of the store. Basically this is where all your most nutritious and healthy food that's full of vitamins and nutrients that are going to help you have a good brain capacity. It's going to help you think more, get more oxygen to the brain. You're going to feel full. You're not going to feel heavy in a sense, but you'll feel good. And you do not want to eat anything that's in the center of it. So basically the aisles. You want to stay away from the aisles and shop on the perimeter of the grocery stores.
What things should they look for on the label to avoid?
Basically you definitely want to check the sugar content. Just because it says low fat, a lot of products that say low fat actually have a lot more sugar in them. Basically the reason is that people think that fat makes you fat. Fat doesn't make you fat. Fat's really good for you. You need fat in your system. Sugar, on the other hand, will turn to fat. And the sugar, just anything, like even a teaspoon or 2 teaspoons of sugar can disrupt your digestive system. So basically it can completely shut down your digestive system. So whatever you eat won't be able to be digested.
There was a gentleman in one of the videos, I don't know if you recall, who said that he felt like he didn't have to eat, he can eat whatever he wants as long as he exercises. What are your thoughts on that?
A lot of people have this misconception of being able to eat what they want and exercising. That could only go so far. Basically, you want to, if you're gonna eat horrible food and exercise, you're basically fueling your body with rancid fats and high carbohydrates and an overload of protein, which is so much for the body to break down. So, you're actually doing a dissatisfaction towards your body. If you're gonna exercise, do it right. Eat healthy because you wanna feel your body. You're exercising. You wanna look good and feel good at the same time. Not just have things for show. You want to be able to have energy because just exercising and eating nasty foods could actually decrease your metabolic rate. So basically, you want to keep a high metabolic rate by eating healthy food and exercising appropriately. A message I want to give to students is that they should stop drinking bottles of water. The reason is there's an ingredient within the plastic itself, within the water bottle, that actually contributes to weight gain. So if you can, try to drink out of a glass water bottle or just a regular water bottle that's safe to use.
So what should they look for in their water bottles?
It should be either glass or just any regular water bottle. Nothing that's like flimsy that you could bend with that you could squish with your hands. The more squishy it is, the more it's easily to be absorbed within the water. So you're basically drinking plastic, which you don't want to be drinking.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Nutritionistas. Stay fit and eat healthy, Ryerson.